I think people should be allowed to have that same, I don't know, opportunity.
I didn't do anything. I just looked at my lips.
Mouth. I can't remember what I'm trying to say anymore. So you're a lost audience,
bitch.
Really? I am. I'm not the one that interrupts people when they're talking. You have hair. Just get off.
I have hair.
What?
I have hair. What? Really
You were such a
dying.
cute baby. Like, can we just talk about that for a second? You're so adorable.
Don't touch my wrist. Don't touch my joints.
You're so weak. Okay. Okay,
Oh
go
my
ahead.
gosh, I read to Best in Show. Okay, anyways, have you seen that movie? Best in Show? God, sweet summer child. I have a hard time talking to you sometimes. Alright, anyways, we were in the store at Rite Aid. And we saw this magazine.
The title on the magazine is like My Life as a Woman.
Jenner's face, People magazine, his face is actually photoshopped on the body of this British actress from like a 2002 award screening or something for something that she's in. I don't remember the actress's name. And they photoshopped makeup on his face. And at first I was like, cool, I mean, this guy is out transgender, this person's out as a transgender person. I mean, that's great. But then as you read into it, it wasn't, he didn't talk to the magazine. He didn't give permission for them to talk about his life like that. Not that they needed permission, but
It wasn't like any kind of like solid fact, like this is exact, like
they just allegedly said, everything that they said was
way.
allegedly from a source that they had. And I think that obviously it's great if Jenner, that guy, is transgender. If he is, then great. If he isn't, then he isn't. But I think that it's bullshit that our media is basically bullying him about it.
Yeah.
It might not seem that way, but it is. You wouldn't go about, I don't know, Jennifer Lawrence or something, let's say, and be like, oh my god, Jennifer Lawrence is a woman. She's been a woman her whole life. This is crazy. Look, she's dressed up as a woman. Look, she's wearing makeup. Oh my gosh, she did her nails. That's so fucking insane. She's wearing high heels and she can walk in them. Like, you wouldn't do that, right?
Yeah.
So why would you do that for someone who is also a woman but just didn't look like a traditional woman for most of their life? Even if it's not true that they are transgender, it's just like if you think someone is, or again, you can't taunt that person, or like there's a lot of proof of that being so, then you should probably err on, you know, safety side. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you should probably be like, well, if this is like what that is, then I guess I will respect that person and the trans community by adhering to the pronouns that I am told that that person prefers.
Yeah, the thing that bothers me the most is when, like, like I said, when someone will say he prefers female pronouns or she prefers male pronouns, and then they continue to refer to them as a, you know, what.
Like
what
the journalists even said that they preferred to be called Bridget, but still referred to the person as Bruce for the whole article.
It's like it's really
so
like,
it's just like even if that person does not want to be referred to as that, it's just like if you think that someone does and you can't talk to that person and you're also representing, you know, this infract of information and you're trying to get this information out there to people and you're inadvertently you're not representing the trans community, but you're kind of speaking for like a not trans person, but like you just have this information regarding this trans person, then you should respect that person in the community. Otherwise, it's disrespectful.
If I identified as a man, I definitely would want people to, you know, acknowledge that and to respect that. And I mean, like, I don't necessarily expect people. I mean, it's like it goes with anything really, like gender and sexuality and all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't expect people to just be like 100% on board or completely understand, but I think anyone can be respectful enough to just be like, okay, I understand that this is what you are requesting of me, and like it's not that hard to follow through with that request.
We spend our days like talking to people and we just assume these things about people we don't even know. I mean, like, we're people are judgmental. Like, instinctually, we are judgmental. You go into a conversation with someone and that someone looks a certain way, you're going to misconstrue, you're going to assume that that means something about that person, and most of the time you're going to be wrong. You look at me and I look like I'm female, you're assuming that I am assigned, like, I am that gender, and you're assuming that I'm just like all of these things, and it's not true. Like, the one thing, like I've talked about this, the one thing that would make me the most happiest in the world, I'd probably straight up start crying if someone asked me this. If, like, I first met someone, just a complete fucking stranger, first thing they say to me is, what pronouns would you like me to use?
Yeah.
That would be literally the most kind thing that someone could do for me. But no one does it. It's like the most simple, respectful thing that you could do, and no one does it.
I hope that, you know, we start to go in that direction where, yeah, it's like, instead of people just making the assumption that because you look a certain way means your gender is this, you know, whatever, you know, I think it just makes more sense to, you know, just be, I guess, a bit more forward about that, you know, like, what pronouns do you prefer, that kind of thing. Like, I don't think there's any harm in asking people that, you know, like, people that you are just meeting.
I'm not out trans, sorry. I just like, hello.
Yeah.
I'm not out trans in the sense, like, it's not like I'm hiding it. If someone asked me, I would say it, but I'm not like, I haven't, like, set my family down and been like, hey.
Yeah.
Like, if my mom asked me, like, my mom called me straight up, she's like, hey, Caroline, like, do you identify as male? I'd be like, fuck, yeah, I do. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not hiding it, but I'm not hiding it. It's just,
Right.
like, there. I don't encounter, like, the issue, like, hey, call me this. When I'm trying to pass, you know? Yeah, pass as, like, who I am inside, and, like, it doesn't work. Like, I guess that hurt, like, that would be the equivalent, like, someone still refers to me, like, as a female. It's just like a slap to the face, like, well, fuck. Like, it feels like no matter how hard you try, people are just always going to be like, well, fuck you, I'm going to do whatever I want.
Yeah.
And it's not like, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter what people do, but it's not like so much of people's opinion of me. It's more like the fact that they're forcing this image upon me that isn't right. It's like what people say is like, projects an image upon you that you
Yeah.
can't shake off.
Yeah. I think that's not fair. Like, I think people should be allowed to have... Why is it every time I want to say something thoughtful, you just have to be the biggest dick?